Are we having fun tonight, pretties?
This is Witches, Brews, and Banter, where the forest speaks, the dead text back, and the magic is slightly feral. Join Dana Von Hex, Binx Vex, and Bethany Fenyx as we sip, spell, and spill the witchy truth. All right, so Witches, Brews, and Banter, everyone. Welcome back for another episode. Cheers to the chaos of everything happening.
Chaos. Yes.
And today we will be covering the resurgence of witchcraft. So super exciting. Definitely some growth experiences and everything. I guess introduce ourselves. I'm Bethany Fenyx, and I don't know what else to say about that. So
Yeah.
next.
Well, I'm Dana Von Hex, and I drink and I don't know shit. Cheers.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm Vexxed Binx. I'm just here to keep us all on the right track and make sure this actually gets filmed and produced and posted.
Thank you. We need it really bad. And I will try to stop taking my camera down, so that will be helpful. All right, perfect. So the card draw, super fun. The deck I'm using, of course, is from Zia Hunt, and it's a beautiful deck. Love it. And I actually pulled one of the Oracle cards out of the deck, which is, I love it. So this is it. If you guys want to meditate on the sigil, there it is. You can pause the video and write that down. If you guys connect to the message and want to meditate on it, there it is. It's a pretty cool sigil too. I kind of like it. Obviously, snake coming out of its skin. This is all about rebirth, and this is actually really perfect. And I'm actually just going to read directly from the book because I can't say it any better. It's pretty awesome. So it's all about growth, rebirth, leaving the past behind, and releasing trauma. Like, these cards are always right on point with what we're going through and what the podcast we're talking about too. So you awake each day and endless possibilities await you. Leave your past discomfort and embarrassment behind you. More doors will open if you are brave enough to walk through them. When you are new to the world, excitement and anxiety were twins, and seldom could you tell the two apart. Now with your experience, you know there is little you cannot overcome, and so your fears of the unknowable future are diminished, if not entirely extinguished. So I thought that was a really good card.
I find
It really is very relevant. Extremely relevant.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, and then again, rebirth of witchcraft, releasing that fear, those stigmas and everything like that, which is really exciting. So without further ado, I guess, let's jump into why is everyone a witch? So Vex, how about you go ahead and kick us off and start us off with the discussion?
Yes. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about today was I think it's very interesting, especially as someone who grew up in the South and very heavily invested in the church. I used to talk to Jesus like he was my best friend every Sunday. My mama was a preacher's daughter, and we went to church every Sunday. We're non-denominational, but we were very devoted. And so were a lot of the people and communities around us. But now we're seeing a big drift from that. We're seeing a lot of untraditional in today's world, practices come back into play, like witchcraft and voodoo and hoodoo. And honestly, those probably never left. They never went anywhere. They just kind of were practiced in secret. But now people are a little more bold. They don't care as much to say that they do these things. There's not as much judgment or ridicule that you'll get from other people. And I think that's a really, really interesting, especially, going from witch trials and full-on prosecution to a more relaxed setting where we can actually kind of talk about what we believe in, why we believe in, and what we do. So I just wanted to talk about that with you guys today. I thought that would be a very cool topic for us to cover.
Yeah, for sure. And I find it very interesting how open everyone is about it and how much freedoms we do have, especially here in America. Some other countries are still like, you need to be careful. Some witches are still practicing in private and everything in some of the other countries. And recently also, I don't know if you guys have heard, but there's a church in South Carolina that's like on a witch hunt right now. So it's still out there. those stigmas are still current, and also like in your personal lives. I know a lot of people still have a lot of fear about like coming out and being like, I'm a witch, you know, because it's kind of scary of putting yourself out there to be judged because people don't understand it. And that's one of the reasons that I personally wanted to start this podcast, is to get over those stigmas and get people to understand it, because it's not like evil, and we're not sacrificing children in or whatever, you know, like it's not creepy, it's not bad, it's not evil, it's not anything like that. It's very, very, very misunderstood, no matter what line of magic you work in. Even voodoo. I obviously can't practice voodoo, but I am always going to support voodoo queens and voodoo priestesses and priests and everyone, because of the stigmas, because everyone's always like, oh, you're gonna put that voodoo on me, like it's always a negative connotation, and it's just not a negative thing.
I think about my family, and I come from a very southern redneck, Christian Baptist family, and I'm the little black sheep that runs around with my crystals and my witchy shit, and just my craziness. So yeah, I could see how it could be misconstrued as a certain way. Like I have a feeling like when my family gets wind of this whole podcast thing, it's going to be just like, oh my god, Jesus, what? Yeah, and my whole family's going to burn my ass at the. But it's okay. I'll be all right. I would probably smoke great barbecue, so I'm okay. I mean, I'm going to smell like street bacon fat. It's going to be.
And I will say this, I find, because I think the Resurgence, and I'm just going to call it the Resurgence from here on out, because that's the easiest way to refer to it. Everybody practices what they practice, but I say the Resurgence in regards of witchcraft, and you guys know what I'm talking about. So as far as the Resurgence, I would say it's had a good 10 years to kind of simmer. We've been going, really since I was a teen, around 17, 18, that's where it started to kind of really blossom. Everybody started to get really curious. They wanted to talk about it. We would joke about it a little more. And then as I got older, people got more comfortable. And then now I want to say, and this is just my personal opinion, okay? We live in America, so I can say it. Due to the political climate we have right now, it is bringing a lot of conservative ideas back to the surface. And I think that plays a huge, huge role in why we're seeing a resurgence in witch hunters. And we're just going to call them what they are, because you can't be anything else if that's the only damn thing you're going after when you're persecuting somebody.
Yep.
Which, all I'm going to say to that is, imagine witches turning around and prosecuting Christians the way y'all prosecute us for what we practice. Imagine that happening. It would not be stood for. So why is
right? So how many witches cause wars?
Right, exactly.
Nah,
and in our deity's name at that. In our deity's name at that.
Yeah.
How many wars were created over people practicing witchcraft? Like I'm honestly curious. Like, that's something I guess baby witch me would be like, did paganism ever cause a war? Did any of this ever cause any kind of wars? Like I guess religion took a lot of influence from paganism. Right. So it makes me kind of question like origins and things like that. So maybe that's for another day. I don't know. But
definitely.
Curious,
we can go super deep on that one. I got a lot of big opinions.
Yeah, and I mean there were wars fought. I mean, because there's literally like gods and goddesses that are specific for war.
Of war, right?
In paganism. Yeah, okay. And especially like if you look into the Celtic deities, like those are some brutal fucking bitches. Like brutal. Like you think voodoo is dangerous and
what
scary.
What is that
and
one? Hecate? Is that her name? That's like the crazy like
said different all the way. Hecate.
I was close.
Yeah.
Everyone
says it different.
I'm learning.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm saying. But I know
the fun part about it. It's all old language, so we actually have no fucking idea how to say it.
It's probably Hecate or some shit.
It's our best guess.
Hecate.
But yes, she was the goddess of witchcraft, the hearth, and what else? I'm missing something. I know I'm missing something. Yes, darkness.
Night.
She just fucked shit up. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm gonna rip these dudes' heads off and eat them. I mean, yeah, she's
Yeah.
a brutal bitch. Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot
But
of
why,
the Celtic goddess or Celtic goddesses were pretty freaking brutal. Like the dudes were kind of chill, like it was flipped, but like you don't fuck with the women. And I think that that's just super awesome and empowering, and why I think
that's
actually a
kind
lot
of
of
how
people
we
are
are
accepting of
now
that.
ish. I think like our generation is getting into that don't fuck with the women type shit now. Like women are finally becoming a lot stronger, a lot less of that 50s serve the man on my knees shit. Right now, women are like, oh, we have power. Oh shit, what do we do with this? You know,
Well,
so I feel like that's definitely a trend that's happening.
Yeah.
Sure.
And once upon a time, women were revered. They were put into very powerful positions. They ran stuff. They ran societies. They decided everything. They figured out the finances, especially in like Viking time and stuff. They ran everything. Like they could.
Yeah, I don't
their
need to be
husband.
figuring out anybody's finances. Not
That's
it.
Yeah.
interesting. I mean, when we think
Nah.
about it like that, do we think that witchcraft is? I mean, I think you guys will agree that witchcraft is kind of bringing women back to their power. It's kind of re-educating them on their power in a way, and
Exactly.
maybe
Yeah,
that
because-
plays into why they're feeling more fierce in the field. You know, they're not as afraid to stand up for themselves and demand what they feel they are owed.
Yeah. And even all the way back to Mesopotamia, the first civilizations, women were like they would build oh my gosh, I'm not going to say it right. It starts with a Z. It's basically a square pyramid. It's down in the South Americas as well. Like
Ziggurat?
Yeah, it's something like that. I'm stuck on Zig.
I know that from WoW. I mean, I swear to God, it's from WoW. It's from World of Warcraft because I'm that fucking nerd. It's like a ziggurat or a ziggurat.
A ziggurat?
Yeah.
A ziggurat. A ziggurat.
A ziggurat.
Ziggurat.
But yeah, they were women
yeah.
were priestesses. They were put at the top of the towers, and they decided everything, and they ran everything. And women were always put in really strong positions. Now, sometimes a man would take that role, just like now. Plenty of men are in witchcraft. Plenty of men are witches, and that's cool too. But even like think about like medicine women. Or even some of the more recent but old cultures and like the native cultures, who took care of everyone? It was the herbalists and the midwives and the old grandmas and everything like that. Like everyone would, the wise women, the grannies, like
who's teaching all the children?
These,
yeah,
exactly. Right? So and then when Abrahamic religions took over, Christianity, Catholicism, Judaism, all of those. They really stole women's power, and they said, no, you're not supposed to do anything. You can't pray to any other god except for this one, or you're a bad person. Your entire purpose is to serve the man, which I think it was flipped. I mean, men were supposed to help women, to protect women. Like, look at the physical differences between the sexes, and like what, like a general, like, what's the word? Like a general overview. Obviously, everyone's different. Some women are more masculine, some men are more feminine. Like that's totally cool. But like, men were supposed to protect
general
the women.
Archetypes.
Yes,
yeah.
Thank you.
And I'm thinking like our prophet
Beyonce
Beyonce was right with who run the world, girls. I mean, she
yeah.
Beyonce's a witch. We all know it.
Yeah.
Don't come for me. I'm just saying. We
I'm
know
just
it.
saying, Beyonce don't come for us. We're with you, but yeah, who run the world?
From Louisiana,
girls.
or has family in Louisiana, something like that. She
from
do
Houston.
magic.
Try me.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I think she has family out here, or something like that.
Houston.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I am not. Look,
yeah,
I respect the woman. I respect her talent, but I don't know shit about her. Okay.
Now. Yeah.
Except for shady things that I can't confirm, and I'm not going to mention. So.
Right? Nah.
Yeah.
We ain't starting no fights in our third fucking episode.
Exactly. Like.
I don't need the FBI beating my door down over Beyonce, okay?
Wait.
Chill. She's got a lot of billions of dollars. Nah.
She didn't even have to fight her own fights anymore. She just
hire somebody.
She just looks pretty.
Yeah.
Can you shut them up?
And she wins. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Girl who runs the world. Girls. Yeah.
Girls.
Girls.
But yeah, like if you think about it, women are generally, again, I'm generalizing, women are generally more in touch with their spiritual side, their emotional side. They can read those things. They're generally more empathic and can pick up on different social cues and everything else, because that's how we were raised. That's how we are forced to be, of like paying attention to those tiny little minute details. And again, men can have just as much of this. Like, I swear, my man is psychic as hell, and he doesn't follow any of this. He doesn't read into any of this, but he will say stuff every now and then that I'm like, no, that's not a thing, and it comes true. And I'm just like,
Yep.
all right, like,
Yeah.
but he won't admit to any of that ever. So, so mid can just have as much, they can be just as much as witches as women are. It's just that general stereotype, that general archetype that,
Yeah,
it's a little bit, it seems to be a little bit easier for women.
I think you're definitely onto something. I think in a lot of capacities, the idea of what we believe and who does what was definitely flipped, in some way, shape, or form. Obviously, we're not ever going to know because it's the bigger powers at play that we don't really have much, if anything, to do with. But I do think naturally, because that's the beautiful thing about nature, right? It's always going to find a way to balance itself out. And I think that's what we're really seeing right now. We were talking about the dating world right now, and I think that plays into it. Like, women are kind of, a lot of people say women are acting like men did for a long time. And so it's I believe it's that natural balancing of the scales, right? We were like way over here with men treating women like shit for such a long time, and it being really rough on women. And now we're kind of flipping back where that scale's tilting. Not that it's any harder on men, but they're definitely having a rougher time with like dating and understanding how the world works and how things play out naturally. I think we're kind of moving back towards balancing those out, where it's more of a, we get back to our natural roles, or our natural contributions to society, and kind of balance those scales out a little bit more, just in the way of like how we care for each other. I don't think it has to be deeper than that, and I don't think it's so much man or woman. It's more femininity and masculinity and how those balance each other.
Yeah, you know, you got me
regardless of the
thinking
vessel.
about like men, you know, like how we really hone in on these abilities. Like we really do. Like we as women, like really are like, damn, I'm empathic, or damn, I'm this one, damn, I'm that. And guys are just like, whoa. You know, like I mean, really, I mean, you have those random ones that yeah. I'm gonna go throw football.
Crazy,
You know,
crazy girl with a lot of rocks. Told me that
I mean,
one
like,
time.
listen, hey, hear me out. I am a total men's advocate. I love men, and I am a man advocate. I love men, and they're smart and beautiful and great and funny and all these things.
Not Anna talking about men, how we usually
You know, like really, like
us.
Listen, no,
They're
I
so
just
smart and
am.
beautiful.
You know, I just am because they are. You know, you have to think about like they're gentle and they're simple and they're, you know, they do their best for us. You know, they really do. I mean, the men in our lives, they take care of us. They just do. But you know, when you think about like their abilities, you know, I don't think that they really hone in on that like we do. You know, like they don't really like lay awake at night going, why do I do this thing? I don't understand. You know, like they're just like
societally bullied from being introspective. I think.
Right. Yeah.
Because that's the biggest issues they face. They don't understand emotional intelligence. They don't understand.
They're not allowed
in
to.
general. Exactly.
They're not
right,
allowed
right.
to because we as women are like, oh, did you cry? Oh, you're weak. I mean, no, you know, and men are allowed emotions. They're allowed. They're allowed emotions. They're allowed to have feelings. They're allowed to do the things that they do. And I hate that about like today's society when it comes to men, because it just like, it makes me so mad, you know. But it makes me really question that. Like I didn't really think about that until now. Till y'all brought it up. It's like men don't, you know, like if they have these abilities of empathness or clairvoyance, clairsentience, like all these things, like do they really even know that they have it? You know, they're just naturally are like, oh, I do this thing. You know, they don't really think about what that means. You know. Yeah. It's really interesting. Well, but back on topic, but you guys got my brain going. So I'm like, oh shit, my man's a psychic. Fuck yeah. Damn it. Read my mind. You also have to, what do I do?
Look at you also have to look at same-sex couples. Like generally speaking, either they both comfortably back and forth, they take turns being in a more masculine and more feminine position.
Energy. Yeah.
Energy, yeah. either they're super fluid and they flow back and forth, like you see some like a non-binary or a gender fluid person or something like that. To me, that's just a really, really, really balanced person who is probably like on their 175th time going through this plane and going through the human experience. Because they are so balanced and they can flow easily back and forth. And most of the time, which isn't really fair, but with people who don't understand same-sex couples or anything like that, they generally look at like, oh, that's the masculine one in the relationship, that's the more feminine one. So it's really not fair to do that. But generally speaking, there's a give and take. And it's always about balance when you come with couples and you come with partnerships and everything like that. And everyone can take turn in that role. And you see it more and more even in like heterosexual couples, of people taking turns of who's going to be in what position too. So
who's going to run what? Who's doing the dishes today? Amy? Nah.
Yeah.
It's you.
Yeah. Like we both support each other. We both help each other. We both
support each other. Yeah.
So it's a really big balance, and I definitely don't want to exclude any type of gender group,
no,
or whatever it would be. So definitely important. But I think that's also why witchcraft is coming back, because a lot of women are regaining their power. They're realizing like how strong they actually are, that they can do these things, that they can take back their power, that they don't have to just serve men or stay quiet or stay in the shadows. So it's really interesting to see that. And we saw this with the rise of Wicca in the 70s. So Wicca was, made in the 50s. That's when all the books were done. That's when the author wrote everything. That's when he came up with everything. And I cannot remember his name right now, which is fantastic. Super helpful for you guys, I understand. But it didn't really get big until the 70s. And we saw it again because a lot of the women in the 70s, like 70s was a huge transition period. Like, think of everything politically that happened. Think of everything, like all the hippies and the wars and the love and everything like that. Like, huge time in the 70s, and the duality. So Wicca believes in duality. Wicca has both a god and a goddess. And having that duality and having that femininity recognized.
You don't have enemies, you have femininity. Yes.
It really spoke to a lot of women, I think, and it really helped them like realize, like, I don't have to bow down to men. I don't have to be meek and quiet and subservient and everything else. I don't have to be this. Like, I'm not gonna wear a bra and whatever else. So I think that's really why Wicca got so large and got so big so fast, because it gave women that permission to be themselves and own their power and sit in their power.
Yeah, but as much as I want to go back and pass and punch that bitch in the throat that made us have jobs, like, really, I don't know. Now, like, I am that soft woman. I am that like, I love being a homemaker. I love being a wife. I love being those things. Like, like, I love that shit. So it's a soft subject for me when it comes to that sort of thing, because I feel like us as women, like, we are naturally loving, or naturally soft, and we naturally want to do these things. Mm-hmm. We want to please our person, and we want to do these things. So that's this whole strong woman movement it's like, you be strong, be bold, be crazy, but be soft. Like you can be soft at the same time.
You could be both. Exactly.
You can be both. You can be both. I'm both. I'm redneck as fuck. I don't give a shit. You know, I'll pound fucking 12-pack of beers and beat somebody's ass, but at the same time, I'm going to touch my man like I love him. I mean, I don't know.
I think it's also the way that society plays into it too, though, because
it does, yeah.
For women to be soft, there has to be space for them to be soft. There has to be safety for them to be soft. And that's a big thing that has been lacking because of the patriarchy, which kind of just routes us back to the issue at hand, right? There's a a big tip in the scales right now. There's for a long time, and that's the biggest problem with it. It was such a long time that it's beyond generational. It's almost instinctual, I would argue, that people and men and women act the way that they do with each other now. Because it's been so many generations, it's been so many people that have told men and women to live these ways and fit into these boxes and do these things.
These roles.
And this is what makes you right. This is what makes you a man, or this is what makes you a woman. Disregarding the fact that I mean, at least I believe masculinity, femininity, kind of how Bethany was saying before, it's a scale. It's a fluid thing. It flows between one and the other in different phases and spaces in your life, you know? So I think the biggest part of it is not just men and not just women. We both have to give space and safety to each other for those things to happen. And I think, honestly, if we're being realistic about it, we are a far, far stretch away from that actually happening, because there's still a huge tip in the scale that needs to happen, not only societally, but like governmentally, structurally, spiritually, religiously. Like, there's a lot of boxes to be ticked before we can ever talk about getting back to that space, because right now it's not safe for women to be soft. At least look, I'm 27, you know, for me growing through life literally up until this point has not been safe for me to be soft. This is the first time ever in my life as a 27-year-old woman that I have had a man by my side who has given me the safety and the space to be soft.
Allowed you to be soft, right? Security, safety.
It definitely takes a certain type of man. It takes a certain dynamic. I think it's beyond woman or man. It takes a certain dynamic. It takes a certain person to come and see you as you are and respect who they are looking at, who they have before them, and honor them through and through, day and day. It's one of those things, but in society, we just don't have that structure right now. We don't have those ideas. We don't have these values. It's a huge, like, we're so far away from it. I wish there was more. I desperately wish there was more. We're just, and it plays into, I think, us being far away from our community as well. Like, not being attached to our communities, not knowing, not understanding how to care and love for each other properly. It's a lot of different factors that play into it, I think.
I feel like since I would say like 70s, 80s, like around that point, women were essentially given the freedom to step into their own. And we kind of overdid it. Like, you know, like that boss girl, like working girl, shoulder pads, like all that fun stuff. Like
9 to 5, Dolly Parton.
like super hardcore. And so I think that women were finally like, hey, I can own my own. I can leave my husband. I don't have to keep getting my ass beat by him. Like, I can go get my own apartment now. That didn't happen until the late 80s. Like, women weren't allowed to get their own apartments if they had
it's
children.
Such a fine line. It's such a fine line, right? Because you get the whole abuse thing and the, you know, all that, and it's like such a fine line, you know, and I get that, you know, but getting back on topic, you know, it's like, where does witchcraft fall into this, you know, right? It's like empowering women. It's giving us our power back. It's showing us that, you know, we can be empathic and loving and soft, but at the same time, we have the ability to recognize what we can do, right? It's the ability to recognize that we have, you know, these powers and you know, yeah. I have no more than that.
Well, and I think because women were given the ability,
I'm gonna hit the adult Capri Sun.
There you go.
Adult Capri Sun a little bit more, because clearly that's what's going on here.
But yeah, like,
all right.
Because women were given the power to step out and do their own thing and start working, like, we went like from nothing, like way over here to way over here, and now we're kind of balancing out back in the middle and trying to balance the flow of things. So like, we see the trad wife resurgence, and all the millennials are trying to return to the land. And
no, the funny thing about that is a lot of Gen Z think that that's like government propaganda.
Yeah,
I'm not kidding.
Also, I mean, so speaking of Gen Z, I mean, so how do you guys feel about the trends like lately with the witchcraft thing? Like it's, you know,
I have a lot.
How do you guys feel? All right, well, one at a time. But I mean, the trendiness of the witchcraft. Like, I feel like every time I open my TikTok or every time I open my Reels, it's you know, it's witch talk. It's this is happening. This is happening. Oh, we're doing cord cutting. We're doing this and that. So, what do you guys think about that, Bethany? What do you think about that?
I think, unfortunately, I think there's a ton of misinformation and gatekeeping happening with TikTok and having everything online. And like everyone's just trying to make their own account and be like cool about it, like dark and aesthetic and everything else. And it's like, I watch some of these reels and I'm like, that's
my ex.
Yeah. And it's like, and it's just like for some reason my algorithm keeps giving me this one profile and she uses lemons for literally everything. And I'm like, it's not a universal fruit. Like it's not, stop fucking using lemons. Like they're good for some things, but like it's not for this.
Aw, man.
And then
It's not for this.
like, so like there's more fruit than fucking lemon. Like I don't know what to tell you, but
use mangoes,
and then
bitch.
I see like something else, anything else. But like there's also oh my gosh, hold on, wait for it. Oh, the cord.
Have another
cutting.
drink. Give another drink, and you'll remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Cheers.
The cord cutting. A lot of times that I see, cheers, cord cutting on like, or like you're on witchcraft groups and they've done a cord cutting and it's like, this is my first spell. I don't know what I'm doing. What do you guys think it means? And it's like, bitch, you just did a binding spell. Like, you did
the opposite of what you were trying to do. Like, I thought you better run, bitch.
You just made it 10 times worse. Like you bound yourself to this person you're trying to cut yourself away from, and it's because of these this misinformation that and these like popular spells. Like everyone's throwing names in the freezer and all this other stuff, and it's like, well, that's cool in that you've almost got it, and I'm not one to tell you how to be a witch, because that's the beautiful thing about witchcraft is like, it's you get to do it. You get to decide what it means to you. And that's fantastic. But so many people are just trying to get into it and try and do a spell. And it's like, it kind of fucked it up. Like, I don't know how else to tell you, like, you need to do a little bit more study. You need a little bit more practice, maybe think it through a little bit more. And don't just trust some random TikTok that you saw and try and recreate it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
a little bit more research, because this stuff is real. And it can fuck your life up if you do it wrong. So not to be like scary or whatever, but you need to take it serious. Is my rant. Go ahead, Vic.
Yeah.
all right.
God damn it.
Vexxed Binx, please tell me your thoughts, because Bethany can't get that name right ever. Miss Binx, please tell me your thoughts on how is it bad that witchcraft? What the fuck am I saying? Witchcraft is trendy. God bless.
This is what I'll compare it to.
I clearly need to lay off of the adult Capri Suns.
So I'm a little alt kid. I have been a little alt kid my whole fucking life, right? Back in obviously not kindergarten, but like elementary school.
Back when I was
middle school,
20, when you were in fucking kindergarten. Yeah.
I dressed this way. I wore the t-shirts. I cut my own hair. It looked terrible, but I cut my own hair. You know, I'd have the fake piercings and wear all the dark makeup and all those things. And I would get fucking bullied for that, right? Like I would get, oh my God, reamed for it, dude. Everybody
I did a fake piercing on my band trip when I was 13 and everybody lost their shit on the bus. This was probably before you were born, and it was amazing. One time everybody broke it. So
yeah.
What's wrong?
One time at band camp.
But that one time at band camp when I bought an Offspring CD for the kids out there. By the way, I'm old compared to these two. But yeah, I bought an Offspring CD, and I went and got I did a fake lip piercing, and everybody just lost their shit. It was hilarious, and I was like,
that's typically what it was like. But I was I was told I was gonna glam up the school, and I was gonna kill myself and all kind of other like crazy things, right? Well, then get into my 20s, now all of a sudden being alt, being emo, being goth is trendy and aesthetic, and everybody wants to be emo, everybody wants to be goth.
Kids.
Everybody's getting covered in permanent tattoos and stretching their ears and getting piercings that aren't going to close the same that they were before you pierced them, and they're mad and they're complaining and they're we're seeing the same thing in witchcraft. We are. because it was the same way. When I was, like I said, when I was younger, it started to get trendy. Everybody started to talk about it and joke about it, and we all started to experiment with it, right? And then social media came and it got even more popular, and now everybody's a witch. Everybody's doing something. And now what we're seeing on TikTok and social media and all the likes is spiritual psychosis. Literal spiritual psychosis, because people are fucking with a bunch of shit that either one, they didn't study, they didn't connect, they didn't do anything to actually learn what they were doing, why they were doing it, how they're doing it, what they're connecting to, any of these major burning questions. They didn't do any of that research. They didn't do any of that inner work. None of it, right? They just saw this really trendy little spell on TikTok, and now they got fucking demons after them, right? You did it to yourself. What am I going to say? It's like Bethany said, there's a ton of misinformation. And the problem is, instead of taking care and being cautious with the things that people put out, some of these spells should be gatekept. I will say that. Yeah. Some of them should be gatekept. Some of it should be like, you know, age restricted. You can't get access to this part of witchcraft until you learn this part of witchcraft. And I don't mean to be like elitist or anything about it, but this is a spirituality. If you're going to believe in this, you need to understand that you're making it real. As soon as you say, I believe in this, I'm committing myself to this, I am pushing my intention to do this thing.
It's intention. It's totally intention.
You are bringing it into reality. It is energy. It is energy at its purest form. Magic is energy, and all you are doing is calling in and conducting energy. That is
and this manifestation. It is manifestation. The more you think about it, the more you make it happen. It's going to happen. And if anybody knows about manifestation, Jesus, it's me. God bless. So, you know, you if you overprocess things, you think about things constantly. You manifest
more
it.
Energy
Manifest it. You have it. It happens. It literally happens. Take it from me. Shit happens.
It does, and I think that's the biggest part of it. Is it's a lot of teenagers who get into it and they're like, oh, this sounds cool, this sounds interesting, and they don't do enough research. They don't take enough care. And I mean, who's gonna blame them? They're teenagers. I'm not mad at them. You know, they're just doing your typical teenager shit. They're just being kids, and I get it. But we need to take more care.
I was young.
Yeah, I'm the kind of dumb shit when I was a kid.
all of us, every single one of us picked up a Ouija board. We tried. We all played Bloody Mary. You know, we had to see what was and wasn't real.
Didn't we?
We all did light as a feather. I did. Yeah. Did you do it, Dan? Did you do
Bloody Marys and Ouija boards all the time? I thought y'all were too young for that.
No, Bloody Mary's terrifying. I thought she was gonna get me. Definitely thought she was gonna get me.
I was terrified. I thought it was hilarious.
I wanted to meet Bloody Mary really bad, just like my sleep paralysis demon, which I've talked about before. Like a hot mess, wanted to meet him so bad. I need autographs of Bloody Mary and my sleep paralysis demon and Mothman. That ass on Mothman though. Like I am just about Mothman. That's like my major crush. So I'm all about these people. Like everybody else is scared. I'm just interested. Who are you? I just need to know. Yeah, I'm just so cryptids are my shit. Like Loch Ness monster. Let me ride you through Loch Ness. Like please, Jesus Christ.
So I definitely remember doing like I never messed with Ouija boards because I was too terrified. I was like,
oh my god, I was
like, what?
When I was like 7.
I would do like tarot cards. I still do tarot cards. And you know, all the other spirit talks and conversations and everything like that. But for whatever reason, Ouija boards stuck with me, spirit boards stuck with me not to do it. And I still to this day have not messed with one. But I would. I just don't have
my god! When I was like 6, I asked the Ouija board who I was going to marry, and I would give money to remember what that name was.
I was
because clearly I've got it wrong like fucking twice. So I need to figure this shit out. I don't remember what that name was, but I'd love to remember. I need to dig deep. But you know, this has killed those brain cells at this point. I have no idea. But someday it'll hit me. He's gonna show up and I'll be like, oh, that was the name on the Ouija board when I was like 7. Oh shit. Yeah. It's gonna happen. Probably not.
But no, I had a friend growing up who's still a good friend of mine. And we would always try and get, like, whenever we did sleepovers, we'd always try and get everyone into doing light as a feather, stiff as a board.
Stiff as a board. Yeah, the fingers.
Yeah, the little fingers. Yeah, we never got it to work because I don't think everyone actually believed. I think everyone else was just like, "Oh, we're just having fun," you know.
That's like the whole thing with it. You have to believe.
Yeah, you have to believe in it, or it's not going to work. Like that's the intention aspect again. So me and her were like 100% into it. Like we're sitting here, we took turns being the board and being the person saying it and all that fun stuff. And like we were both like so into like light as a feather, stiff as a board, light as a feather,
stiff as a board,
so hard, like for like an hour. And then like everyone else was like, guys, I'm bored. Can we do something else? And it's like, you guys,
I'm bored. I'm bored. You're the board. Oh shit.
Yeah. But yeah, it was just really upsetting. But
well, so do you guys feel like this is a so do you guys think this will last? Do you think this is like a do you think this is gonna stick?
I put it like this. If witchcraft itself, just as a whole concept, could survive through the Christian Crusades, every single one of them that we've ever seen in our lives.
Christian Crusades.
All of the whitewashing, all of the brainwashing. If it can survive through all of that, it is going, especially given the resurgence, it is going to carry on far, far beyond us and our next generation.
I think it'll get deeper. You think it will get deeper into this?
Definitely. The lore will get deeper. It'll change. We might even see, which I'm super interested and super excited about this because I'm a big nerd about spirituality and religion. I think we're going to see new branches, new types of craft come out. People are going to discover new ways to connect with that energy and with the
flying
other side.
spaghetti monster all day.
They're going to start connecting with aliens. We're going to start to see and hear from the aliens without having to use technologies and stuff. Like, I don't know what'll happen. I'm not an oracle. I can't, I don't have one eye that I share with three sisters, but I think we're going to see a lot. And again, I definitely think it'll carry on far beyond us. It can't not with what it's already been through.
Right. What do you think, Bethany? Do you think it'll carry on beyond this?
I think what we are witnessing right now, what we're going through right now, is a ginormous shift, which is what we've been going through for a while now. Even a lot of the people, like when, stick with me, guys, but like a lot of the people when the Mayan calendar, December 12th, 2012, a lot of people say that was the end of an era, not necessarily the end of the world, but an end of a type. And if you think about it,
a type of energy.
What has life been like since 2012? Like,
look, listen, I'm going to tell y'all right now that CERN collider fucking threw us in another dimension.
It's making shit crazy over here.
Well, and all the astrological people and the woo-woo people are saying that we just now had another time shift. Like we just collided with another timeline. So get ready for more.
I'm tired, boss. I'm tired, Grandpa.
That's really interesting. I didn't know.
That's too damn bad.
I didn't know that there were theories about us moving into another. It's the multiverse, I believe, right? That's the theory. We're moving into the different multiverses as they combine with each other. So that's really interesting because I told my boyfriend about this last night. I have been having these extremely weird dreams where I am in a home that I have never seen in my life. I have no, as myself, do not know it whatsoever. Never been there a day in my life. But I know it. Like in my dreams, I know it like the back of my hand. It is somewhere, it is a comfortable space for me. I know where everything is. I know exactly what I'm looking at while I'm in the dream. And it's me. I am me as me, but I'm just in a completely different place, completely different people. I do not, I don't know how else to express it except outside of the dream as I am today, talking to you. I don't know these places. But when I am dreaming, I feel so vividly attached to these places that I do not want to wake up in the morning. I do not want to leave my sleep. When I do leave my sleep, when I have to leave these places, I am extremely heartbroken by it. It takes me a second to kind of remember that this is where I am and this is the life.
You wake up and you're
living.
Fuck.
Yeah, no, I'm my house though. It's such a nice, it's such a good house. I'm so comfortable there.
God damn it. Yeah.
So could be a few things. It could be that you essentially are glimpsing a second timeline that is very, very close. Because again, someone just said, a lot of people are saying that we just did another timeline jump. But what if it's your baby showing you, like, is it actually you, or are you looking at it through your eyes?
See, that's what, no, it is me. It is, I'm looking at it through my eyes. And that's the weird thing about it. I've dreamt about these places my whole life. I've dreamt about them my whole life, far beyond the baby. The only thing is, with the baby, I think the dreams are more vivid, which from what everything I've read and studied that's like normal.
Yeah.
It gets more vivid.
It's
when
very
you're pregnant.
normal. Very normal when you're pregnant.
So that's the only thing. And
Dream
because I've
journal,
been
'cause-
going back and forth with that in my head, I'm like, is it the baby? Is it like, is the baby trying to show me something or tell me something? Or is this like, what the fuck is happening? I don't know. It's really weird.
Yeah.
I've had that before where like, I'll have dreams that are reoccurring. It's the same place. They're very vivid. And like, I don't know. It's usually the same exact scene though. It's like always the same story playing out. But in these dreams, it's only the place that's the same. The happenings are always different. Like what happens in the dream and how things play out is always different. The house is the only thing that's ever the same.
Interesting. Okay.
Really weird.
But yeah, I do think that we are going through a massive shift right now, and that is why witchcraft is becoming so prevalent. And I do think that like this giant shift that we're going through, that we've been going through, is part of the resurgence of witchcraft. I think that's why so many millennials are being called back to I'm one of them. Like Gen Z might say it's propaganda from the government, all you want, but like I feel it. I feel it like deep inside. I don't want to do this anymore. I just want to go back to the woods, back to the land, and live the way that we used to live, and be in harmony and be in connection with the elements and all of that fun stuff. And I think that is why witchcraft is coming back, because so many people are feeling that call. So many people are feeling the release of the oppression that we've been living for the past however many centuries, since Abrahamic religion took over and everything. So I think that's why. And people are getting answers from witchcraft. Like you go and scroll through all the different groups, all the witchcraft groups on social medias and stuff, and social media and stuff, not social medias.
Okay, boomer.
The TikToks.
Okay, boomer.
I know, right?
Fucking old ass.
The Facebooks.
Who are you? Fucking 50 years old. Not me.
Yeah, but like, but yeah, like you go through it, and like people come to these sites and they're like, hey, this is something I've been experiencing my whole life. I've never understood it. And people have answers for them. Instead of just being like, oh, you need to say a prayer, or your Hail Marys, or do this, or recite this Bible verse, or whatever, or just, believe harder. I don't know. Like people
believe harder.
Like people
right,
are
but
actually getting
but
answers.
But I don't want to shit on the Bible either, because people have their beliefs.
Oh no. Personally,
right? Because
I'm never, when I'm shitting on Christianity, it's never about the Bible. It's never about
It's a misinterpretation
of
right.
It's the organization. It's the institution. It's the brainwashing. It goes so much deeper, so far beyond the Bible. I have full respect and full,
full respect.
I believe I know what I've experienced. Yep. I've experienced different things myself all through my life. I'm never going to deny, because I don't fucking know. I'm just a mere little fucking human. It's never about that. It's never about that.
Right.
It's about how far the institution has gone and how heavily and how tragically it has impacted our society.
It has impacted society. Yes. Or translated into what society wants to believe, or we nitpick, right? We pick what we want to believe, but we pick this over that.
Everything else.
We pick over, I guess, on my wife because she didn't wear makeup today, but we pick over, this and that. Yeah. So I get it. I don't want to shit on different religions because, right, everybody has their following. We have our following. They have their following. It's fine.
Yeah, there are Christian witches.
Yeah.
There are Christian witches, and that is totally okay. And the Bible itself is really, really interesting. I was actually talking to Vex the other day about how I want to reread the Bible from a non-Christian point, because I was a preacher's daughter. So like I was told what to believe in the Bible. And I want to reread through it, because there's actually a lot of studies and a lot of people who believe Mary Magdalene, Jesus's wife, was a pagan priestess. She was apparently a whore, well, at some point in some stories, but she was a pagan priestess. And she carried on everything after Jesus' resurrection. So like, yeah, so sorry, when I say like Abrahamic religions and I talk essentially like down on it or talk shit on it, just like with Vex, it is the organization, the organized religion part of it, not the actual text, not the actual teachings, not everything like that. It's completely separate. Two very different things.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even talking down to it. It's understanding it, right? Like we have to take into consideration that everybody has their own beliefs, whether ours may be Wiccan or pagan, yours is Christianity, it's Catholicism, and I mean, it's such a broad spectrum, right? That we have to respect all of it, and you know, and it's hard to do. It's hard to do, but in this society, we just have to.
Well,
you have to respect every
think that's
belief.
bullshit. I'm gonna say I think it's bullshit.
Okay.
I think there's a level of respect that goes with it. But if you see someone beating the shit out of somebody else, are you gonna stand there and watch because your God says you shouldn't interfere, or are you gonna stand up and say that's wrong?
That's wrong. So that's a part of humanity. So that's a part of being human.
The issue is Christianity has gone so far without having the allowance of criticism. If you criticize the religion, if you criticize the practice, if you criticize the ideology in any type of way, you're demonized. And that's what it comes down to. It's one thing to criticize and it's one thing to disrespect. I don't think we're being disrespectful. I don't think we're being disrespectful. I think we are being critical. And that's okay, especially from people who have been wounded by the church.
Right, but it's humanity.
Tell me more how Catholicism isn't a polytheistic fucking religion with all their saints. Tell me more how that's not actually a polytheistic.
I don't even know what that word means, so I clearly don't have an opinion on this.
Multiple gods. They believe in multiple gods. So like it actually takes from Hinduism, where also Hindu is like they actually believe there's only one true God. But they worship every aspect.
But there's always that but.
They worship every aspect of that God. That's where you get Vishnu and Shiva and all the other ones. Unfortunately. But yeah, like look at Catholicism. They have all these saints that you pray to.
Oh yeah,
how is
they
that
do.
not a polytheistic fucking religion? But what do I know?
What do you know? But let's.
What do you know as an expert practitioner?
Dangerous line.
What do you know? No, what this is an interesting point that I've been seeing come up a lot in the argument lately, and something that I find extremely valid, because at least in my experience, when compared to people who consider themselves Christians, it's interesting how well I know the Bible compared to them, and I've been seeing that argument made recently. A witch should never know your Bible better than you do. And that is what is happening right now. Witches know the Bible better than the actual practitioners do. And that in and of itself is a problem, because you are not following the teachings of God. You are not following the teachings of Jesus. You are following the teachings of man. And that God has a problem with.
A man of some dude who got
some dude that says, hey,
position, who has to pull a fucking sermon out of his ass every week. I have no idea what our next episode is going to be, but it's going to be fun, and we're going to have fun with it. And
it's going to be fun.
We'll figure it out and let you guys know, I guess.
We'll figure it out. Yeah, and so
that's
definitely tune in next time. Surprise, because we're going to be surprised as well of what we'll talk about. But but definitely follow our social medias and comment, let us know your thoughts on everything, and let us know if there's something that you guys want us to talk about, if there's something more that you feel maybe we've mentioned it offhand and you want us to go further in depth or something like that, for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you guys so very much for spending another night with us down in the Witch's Corner.
Yes, drinking adult Capri Suns. Yes, with us.
And margaritas. And
down in the depths.
Stay witchy, bitches.
Yeah, stay witchy
out there.
Absolutely.
And have a great night.